Hard style breathing can improve your movement power, improve your stability, and reduce your injury risk. It is probably the most important thing I have learned in the past 20 years of training. Today, I'd like to talk to you about how it works, why it is still so underused in the fitness community, and also give you a few practical exercises to get you started. Okay, so first of all, what is hard style breathing? Just then, what I was doing was breathing in through my nose, and you should be able to feel that air sinking deep into your abdomen, and then breathing out explosively through the mouth. Now, what's with that noise? Well, what we're doing here is deliberately restricting the outflow of air. And what that does is forces the core muscles to contract hard and fast. And that is exactly what we want to do if we want to increase our movement power and our stability. Okay, so let's do that again with me right now. Sit down on the ground, put your hand around your belly button, and we're going to do 5 hard style breaths. Okay, breathing in. 5 good breaths, all we need to get started. Now, let me explain the big mystery. Why is this still very underused in the fitness community? I'm going to give you a one-word answer: bodybuilding. Okay, so hard style breathing is actually ancient. It is hundreds, probably thousands of years old. But for the most recent period, at least 50 years, the dominant ideology in the fitness community is bodybuilding. And the purpose of bodybuilding is to make your muscles grow as big as possible. Now, if your goal is to grow as much, if your goal is muscle hypertrophy, it is not necessarily in your interest to make your movements as fast as possible. In fact, bodybuilding coaches will talk about taking the momentum out of their lifts, having more time under tension. I'm sure these concepts are familiar to you. So what that has given rise to is a movement speed and a breathing method which matches the bodybuilding methodology and objective. Okay, so if I do a demonstration, if we're doing a bodybuilding movement, like a bicep curl, I'm going to breathe in nice and steady on my eccentric phase, and breathe out nice and steady on my concentric. Breathing in and out. Watch these guns grow. I'm just kidding. If you're into bodybuilding, that's totally cool, but just be aware the objective and the methodology is different from functional training. Now, I want you to think about another community out there who have always prioritized power over just growing big. That would be the fight community. Now, if you think about it, anywhere in the world, there is no fighter who would throw a punch without using their breath to give them more power, is there? That's because they don't care how big their arms grow. All they care about is being able to knock the other guy out with one punch. Okay, so if your goal is to become a powerful human, you need to learn from the fighters, not necessarily from the bodybuilders. Okay, so what we're going to do now are 2 movements to help get you started with your hard style breathing. And I've chosen 2 simple movements, squats and push-ups, because you've probably done these before. So all we're going to do today is add the breathing. Now we're going to set up for a squat, probably as you've always done, your feet about shoulder width. And we're going to breathe in nice and steady on the descent. And we're going to stand up like our life depends on it. And it's going to be in time with our exhalation. Let's do 5 more of those. Okay, so breathing in. 5 good squats. That's all we need to get started. And the next is going to be our push-ups. I'm going to do those exactly the same. Now, if you can't do regular push-ups, you can do these on your knees. Okay, I'm interested in your breathing, not in how strong you are. Okay, so I'm going to set up to do a regular push-up and start in a high plank position. Now watch my tempo and my breathing. Breathing in nice and steady. Now notice when I'm using hard style breathing, not only how quick my push-ups become, but how much stability I have in that high plank position. And that's because that core muscle contraction has had a ripple effect to the muscles across the body. Okay, so I hope you find this video interesting and useful. If you have enjoyed it, don't even think about leaving without hitting the like and follow button and forward to those guys you know who absolutely need this advice. Hey everyone, I am the founder of Warrior Flow Academy, Victor Rouse. I hope we can do a workout together in person soon.